Hey everybody, it's April 13th. I'm Adam and this is your daily dose of today. I had an amazing experience today and I hope that your week's been going great, up your weekend's on track, you're crushing it, you're tackling things. But I wanted to share this amazing experience that I had with you today. And this morning I went to breakfast with 6 other gentlemen, and as we approached our table, we passed by a gentleman and a significant other with him at the table. And this gentleman was wearing a World War II veteran's cap on. Now, let me just say, if you pass by any of these individuals, please take the time, thank them for their service, especially the World War II, Pearl Harbor folks. There's not many of them left. And anyway, so passed by, he was eating, I didn't want to interrupt him, they were at the table adjacent. But I did grab our server and said, if you're their waitress, I want to take care of their bill. And anyway, so as we go to finish our meal, anyway, long story short, she accidentally gave him the bill. She came to me, she's like, oh, I'm so sorry. So I ran up with her up front. She printed another copy of the bill. I paid it. But as the gentleman was walking up, I stopped him and I said, I just want to thank you for your service, for what you've done for this country, and to let you know that we took care of your breakfast this morning. And he was so gracious, so humble. And anyway, he thanked me. And shook my hand, and even like right now it gives me goosebumps again, just a living legend. And but then he began to tell me that this recent, like very recently, he was just pinned with the Legion of Merit, which is given for people who exhibit meritorious conduct. So sort of phenomenal, great things. And then he also told me he'd received 5 bronze stars, and he was one of the first to land at the beaches of Normandy, and he survived. And that this summer he was going back to memorialize, commemorate the landing of Normandy with the fellow survivors. It gives me goosebumps now. I mean, this man is a living legend, and I got to shake hands and speak with him. And the reason why I'm sharing all this, not only was it awesome and why wouldn't I share it? But also is because I was already thinking about how important it is to pour into others and sacrifice into others. I do hear sometimes when messages and people coming back saying, Adam, I hear you, but I just don't have somebody to call on to talk to about this or that. And I will say this, look, I used to be in that spot where I was by myself in an island, but you know what? I built that island. And the island you've built that island. Yes, I know some situation plays a part of it, but you choose to be isolated. And the reason why you don't have the networks, right, is because it's I need. But what you need for networks is you need to give, and pour yourself into others. If you take that experience this morning, of course, he's already given more than what is reasonable for anybody to expect. And I'm sure the horrors and everything. So, I mean, I hope I run into this guy again in the local town, because there's so much more I want to say, so much more I want to ask, and we won't have these people with us always. But all the sacrifice he made, and when I just as a way of thanks poured, a little bit of what, it was nothing to me to be able to pour into him and just to treat him for breakfast as just, one person, 50, 60 years after after he returned home, that this young man, by his standards, I'm sure, would give him thanks, was not on his mind. He was just doing what he had to do for the world. And by me pouring just a little bit into him, like, think about that. What it cost me, I can't even remember what his meal was. We'll say $20, right? For $20 and just pouring myself into him and his family, the reward I got back, I can't pay for that. I couldn't give you $20 today, and you could not instill. I can give you $100, and you could not instill what I feel right now just by the memory of meeting this man. That which will be forever etched in my brain. Why? Because I just took the time to do an act of kindness and to pour into somebody. And look, I've said this before, and I mean it, and I know this isn't popular consensus, but the fastest way to get to where you want to be is to pour into others. Think about serving others. Servant leadership is one of, if I had people joke all the time, I talk about my soapbox. If I had one soapbox that beat all soapboxes, servant leadership is the key. Listen, there's a lot of ups and downs in life, but if you learn to be a servant leader, pour into others, lead from the front that way, it will never let you down. This has been your daily dose of today.